Before you scroll away, listen carefully. What if the answer you've been praying for is hidden inside this story? What if God has been trying to get your attention all week, but you've been too busy, too hurt, or too distracted to hear him? And what if this message was meant specifically for you today? Stay with me until the end, because the lesson in this story has changed thousands of lives. Daniel sat alone in his small apartment, staring out the window. The city lights blurred behind the falling rain. His heart felt heavy. 3 months earlier, he had lost his job. The bills kept piling up. His savings were almost gone. Every day he sent applications. Every day he received rejection after rejection. Daniel looked up toward the ceiling. "God, where are you?" he whispered. Prayed every day. Tried to stay faithful. "So why does it feel like you're silent?" The room remained quiet. No answer, no miracle, just the sound of rain hitting the glass. Daniel sighed and buried his face in his hands. For the first time in years, he felt like giving up the next morning. Daniel woke up feeling exhausted. His phone buzzed. Another email, another rejection. He closed his eyes. "That's it," he said. "I can't do this anymore." To clear his mind, he decided to take a walk. The sky was gray. The streets were wet. As he walked through a nearby park, he noticed an elderly man sitting on a bench feeding birds. The man smiled. "You look troubled, son." Daniel forced a smile. "It's been a difficult season." The old man nodded. "Sometimes the hardest seasons grow the strongest faith." Daniel laughed softly. "Faith doesn't pay the bills." The old man chuckled. "No, but faith helps you survive while God is preparing the answer." Daniel wasn't sure what to think. Before leaving, the old man handed him a small piece of paper. On it was written, Isaiah 41:10, "Do not fear, for I am with you." Daniel thanked him and continued walking that night. He couldn't stop thinking about those words. "Do not fear, for I am with you." He opened his Bible and read the entire verse. Something about it brought peace, not a solution, not money, not a job, just peace. And for the first time in weeks, he slept well. The next day was no different. No job offers, no breakthroughs, no miracle. But Daniel decided to keep going. Every morning he prayed. Every evening he read scripture. Little by little, hope began returning. Then one afternoon, something unexpected happened. His phone rang. It was an old friend named Michael. "Daniel, I heard about your situation." "Yeah," Daniel replied. "It's been rough." Michael paused. "Company is hearing. You'd be perfect for the position." Daniel's eyes widened. "Really?" "Absolutely. Send me your resume." Daniel immediately emailed everything. For the first time in months, he felt excited. Days passed. The interview went well, then another interview, then another. Daniel was confident. Finally, the company called. His heart raced as he answered. But the news wasn't what he expected. They chose another candidate. Daniel's hope collapsed. Once again, disappointment filled his heart. That night he sat on the edge of his bed. "Why, God, I thought this was the answer. I thought this was the breakthrough." Tears filled his eyes. He felt defeated. A week later, Daniel received another phone call. It was Michael again. "Daniel, I have incredible news." Happened. The person we hired never showed up. The company reviewed all the interviews again. "Guess what?" "What?" "Chose you." Daniel froze. "What?" "You start Monday." Several seconds he couldn't speak. Tears rolled down his cheeks. Not tears of sadness, tears of gratitude. On his first day at work, Daniel learned something surprising. The position he originally wanted had a lower salary, but because of the delay, another department had opened. The new role paid significantly more. It offered better benefits, more opportunities, and greater long-term growth. Daniel sat at his desk and smiled. Suddenly everything made sense. The rejection wasn't punishment, it was redirection. God hadn't said no, he had said, "Wait." Months later, Daniel walked through the same park, the same bench, the same birds, but the old man was nowhere to be found. Daniel looked around but couldn't see him. He sat down and remembered the words written on that piece of paper. "Do not fear, for I am with you." He smiled, because now he understood. God had been with him all along, during the waiting, during the tears, during the uncertainty, during every moment he thought he was alone. God was working behind the scenes, preparing something better than he could imagine. Maybe today you're in your own waiting season. Maybe you're praying for a breakthrough, a job, healing, restoration, direction, or simply a sign that God hasn't forgotten you. If that's you, remember this. Just because God is silent doesn't mean he is absent. Just because the door is closed doesn't mean the story is over. And just because the answer hasn't arrived yet doesn't mean God isn't working. Sometimes God's greatest blessings arrive after his longest periods of silence. So don't give up. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. Because the same God who guided Daniel is guiding you right now. And perhaps this message wasn't an accident. Perhaps it was exactly what you needed to hear today. Because God still has a message for you. Do not fear, for I am with you. The breakthrough may be closer than you think. Red folded.